All right, boys and girls, we have a book about an underwater creature, a mollusk, and it's about an octopus. And it's a story, not informational. And it's called Love, Agnes, Postcards from an Octopus. Do you know what a postcard is? Postcard is what people used to send to each other when they went on vacation before there were cell phones and texting and Facebook and Instagram and all those other social medias. People used to take the time to find a picture postcard of where they were visiting and send it to their loved ones and friends back home. Love, Agnes, Postcards from an Octopus. After finding a postcard, Agnes, a giant Pacific octopus, strikes up a correspondence with various other creatures of the sea and beyond. Look at this opening picture. One day, in the deep dark beneath the pier, an octopus found a large jar. She knew it would make the perfect home, but something was blocking her way. What is that? See the jar she's going to make her home? Doesn't it seem small? Dear Nobody, Mom said I'm not allowed to call you a monster, even though that's what you are. So I'm writing it instead. Monster. Things were great until you came along. You're nothing. Andrew. And it's addressed to nobody. Seaside Pier, California. If we look closely, see this boy sitting up here on the pier? I'm thinking his name must be Andrew. He dropped that postcard under the water. He's sitting on a pier. See the long stilts of the pier? The pilings? The octopus turned bright red. Her arms twitched. She knew she wouldn't be able to rest until she wrote a reply to that postcard. Dear Andrew, just because I have a beak that can crush bones and arms that stretch as wide as a car does not make me a monster. I'm a mollusk, okay? Look it up. Sincerely, Annoyed Agnes. And she's addressed it to Andrew, Above the Waves, California. And look where she is when she's finishing her letter. She's squeezed inside that jar under the pier. Agnes watched the postcard drift away. She tucked herself into the jar to wait for a tasty crab to scuttle by. Oh, I see one lurking. I see one lurking in the shadows. She's probably going to eat him. Agnes slipped out of the jar. She flexed each row of suckers. She stretched herself tall and wide. She wasn't scared of some silly octopus. Listen to this postcard. Dear Agnes, you think you're annoyed? I'll show you annoyed. The other day when I went out for a swim, someone came along and stole my home. That jar is mine. Find some other place to hide. Got it? Mackenzie, another younger octopus. And Mackenzie addressed it to Agnes, a large jar beneath the pier. So when Agnes wrote that postcard, which was really addressed to Andrew, it looks like Mackenzie found it. Now Mackenzie's all mad because Agnes took her home in the jar. And she's trying to put Agnes down by saying, oh, Mackenzie, another younger octopus. Dear Mackenzie, fine, I'm leaving. I have more important things to do than fight. Besides, this jar stinks, and now I know why. Not sincerely, older, wiser, Agnes. And she addressed it to Agnes, addressed the postcard to Mackenzie. Large, stinky jar beneath the pier. This is the page that I love because look at the illustrations. Look at the colors and all the undersea life, plants and animals, and I am just amazed I could stare at that one piling with all its colorful detail for a long time. Agnes glided along the ocean floor until she found a cozy pile of rocks. She knocked on the door not once, but 8 times. Now she's being very careful, boys and girls. She does not want to take someone else's home and have another fight. And no one answered. So she settled into a crevice. That little dark spot is a crevice, and fell asleep. And when she woke up, this is what she found. Dear Agnes, ahoy! I have an announcement for all crabs everywhere. I feel it is my duty to inform you that we do not like your arms, or your suckers, or the way you crunch. Find some other lunch. A crab happy to have escaped your suckers. It's addressed to Agnes, the old rock pile beneath the pier. Uh-oh. Agnes sort of made the crabs mad because she eats them for lunch, so they gave her the what for. Agnes sighed. She wasn't hungry anyway. It was time to lay her eggs. Ooh, this is exciting. Dear Crab, okay, I'll leave you alone, and leave you and your friends alone. If she's making a condition. She'll leave them alone if you'll promise me this. Be quiet. No skittering or scuttling near my nest. My babies need their rest. Thanks in advance. Exhausted Agnes. She addressed it to Crabby Crab. Crabby Crab, ocean floor, beneath the pier. The Crabby Crab was rather crabby. He was a crabby crab. And poor Agnes is exhausted. I'm wondering why she's so exhausted. Agnes admired her eggs. She cleaned them and coddled them. And when she looked up from her work, another postcard had arrived. Boys and girls, look at all those eggs. Do you see them? Can you spy them with your little eye? All those white eggs. Dear Agnes, you call yourself wise? Ha! I'm the one who chased you out of that jar. No way you are smarter than me. Mackenzie, the smartest octopus in the sea. And then Mackenzie addressed it to Agnes in the old rock pile beneath the pier. Agnes rolled her eyes. She still knew how to do a thing or two. She jetted super fast across a current, and when a dogfish followed too close, she blasted it with a cloud of ink. And when the water cleared, what did she see floating by? Another postcard. Dear Nobody, I was just about to say something else mean about you-know-who when Mom said, Andrew, write it down. So here I am, writing another postcard that no one's going to read anyway. Thanks for nothing, Andrew. Andrew addressed it to nobody. Seaside Pier, California. See him up on the top of the pier? See the top of the pilings? Oh, there's Agnes underneath. Agnes stroked her growing eggs. She blew on them ever so gently. Her skin turned from bumpy orange to creamy pink as she wrote her reply. She's going to write a reply to Andrew. Look at the little eggs. Look at the little growing octopi. Dear Andrew, my name is Agnes. I may not be the smartest octopus in the sea, but I have read both your postcards. Have you ever tried swimming? You can't be mad or sad when you're swimming. Try it. Sincerely, Happy Agnes. Aw, Happy Agnes. That is some good advice. Andrew's really angry. He's got some anger issues, and she is offering to help him with some good advice. And she addressed it to Andrew, above the waves in California. Agnes sucker kissed the eggs. She wiped away the algae. They wouldn't be eggs much longer. It was time to send them a message. So now Agnes is going to write her eggs a message. Dear eggs, I can't believe how fast you're growing. You are my beautiful breathing treasure. I wish we could stay like this forever. Love, Agnes. And she addresses it to my eggs, the old rock pile beneath the pier. Oh, that is a very sweet postcard. I'm going to read it again. Dear eggs, I can't believe how fast you're growing. You are my beautiful breathing treasure. I wish we could stay like this forever. And then one day they hatched. Agnes waved as the babies floated away forever. And quickly she scribbled them one last postcard. My dear beautiful babies, watch out for crabs and other octopuses. Some of them think they are so smart. If you find the perfect home, make sure it's empty before you move in, and then hunt, sleep, swim, and remember, you are the reason for everything. Love, Agnes. And she addressed the postcard to my beautiful babies, Pacific Ocean, California. And now Agnes's job was done. Like a ghost, she faded to white, but not before another postcard drifted her way. Aw, it's from Andrew, and it says, Dear Agnes, that first note in the bottle, it wasn't meant for you. Shh, it was for my brother, Jack Henry. You're not a monster at all. You're a hunter, a magician, a transformer. And guess what? I looked it up. You have 3 hearts. Thank you for writing me. Your friend, Andrew. P.S. Swimming lessons start next week. Jack Henry isn't so bad in the pool. Aw. He addressed it to Agnes, Pacific Ocean, California. Agnes swelled and she swayed, and she knew exactly what she wanted to say. Dear world, what a life, what a place. I have friends above the waves, and now I must say goodbye. Goodbye. Don't worry, the end is not at all like I thought it would be. You'll see. Gratefully, Agnes Octopus. P.S. Hey, Andrew, give Jack Henry an octopus-sized hug from me. She addressed this message to the whole world. She wants us all to hear her message. And now I'm going to read more about octopus from the story. But I'm going to stop the recording now, and we'll do this live and in person.